Hey guys, Eric here. We are at the big screening of the Flash Arrow crossover event. We're going to talk to the stars and producers about what to expect when these two DC characters collide.
I mean, these are two different shows, but you know, when we say that it's the same universe, it really is the same universe. It's both shows are run by Greg Berlanti.
Barry looked up to the Arrow long before this happened, as we all know, and he's really excited when they show up in Central City, and he jumps on the opportunity to try to be like, let's work together, bro.
Right.
But no, yeah, I mean, he gets kind of what we call whammied by a metahuman in this episode, and kind of loses his mind a little bit. And some truth comes out that Barry probably wouldn't have otherwise said to Oliver.
Well, you know, Diggle is, if you give Diggle any comedy, it's always going to be funny because Diggle is so straight-laced and he's so by the book that when he goes to Central City, he's dealing with legitimate metahumans, legitimate heroes with otherworldly skills. So he's really a fish out of water. So when he sees these things, he just completely overreacts. And it's it really worked, particularly on Flash, where you have this comedic element anyway.
We're back. She definitely is the middleman. She sort of brings them together. She's the one that kind of she's the relatable aspect. I think she's also been friends with both of them, knows them both on different levels, knows how to reach their hearts. I also think that when working with a team, that kind of communication can get lost, especially when there's these like strengths and powers. And I don't mean they're superpowers. I mean like they have power as men trying to like save the city, and together it's sort of like bringing them all under one umbrella is difficult but necessary, and also worthwhile.
I think that's something that's really cool. You get to see the seriousness that Arrow brings to Central City, and then you get to see some of the lightness and the humor that Flash brings to Arrow.
It's such a dream come true. I mean, don't tell the studio, but like they didn't have to pay me to do this. I would have done this for free. I would have paid them. And it's incredible. I mean, it's just to write the words was a huge amount of fun, but then to see it all come together on screen and then to add the visual effects and add the music, it feels like a movie.
Everyone's very excited to see this crossover. For you, is it great playing because your character gets to always be the excited fan, as it were? So when he sees Arrow and the Flash together, is he geeking out like we are?
Oh, absolutely. You can expect a lot of geeking out, and it was actually a very realistic process for me to show up on the Flash set and be geeked out about, show up on the Arrow set and be geeked out about being in the Foundry and seeing all the arrows and seeing all the bows and all the suits and everything, because I was having a real moment. I was like, I'm here. I'm doing this crossover. I'm in a different universe right now, and so there wasn't a lot of acting involved.
There's a learning curve because we go about it two different ways. I mean, we take ourselves very seriously over in Starling City, and Central City, you know, not quite as much. They're kind of, you know, swinging a little bit by the wind, but ultimately we come together to solve the crime.
My terrible pseudo pun aside, your character does have this, you know, very interesting history in the comics. You know, any chance that they've given you any indication that maybe sooner or later that we might see that appear?
I mean, I can't lie and say that I haven't talked about it with Andrew Kreisberg, who's the man, but the consensus at this point is we're not really worried about whether that is in Cisco's future right now. We're really just worrying about who Cisco is, what his storyline is, what his growth is, and how his relationship with his team develops over the course of the season.
I can't wait for the fans to see, and I personally can't wait to see Flash and Arrow go toe-to-toe. It's going to be awesome.
It was really fun. I mean, it was that was a 2-day event. I've never been a part of a fight that took more than, you know, a long night of shooting. So, I mean, I don't even know yet how huge that fight's going to be, but it felt, what we shot was ginormous, and I know that there's going to be a lot of vis effects that go into it, too, with the Flash stuff. So, with Flash, I don't know what a lot of that's going to be until I see the episode.
Being on screen with another iconic suited character, the caliber of Flash, it's just fun, man.
Yes.